Good morning. Hi, Melly.
Good morning. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Fluff. How are you guys doing today? It has been a busy week for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's been quite a busy week for us. I'm gonna try to fix this.
Don't spill your coffee.
I'm just trying to move it closer.
Okay.
Anywho, today is going to be a busy day. Scott is going to go do some D&D.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you that don't know, that's Dungeons and Dragons. It's an adult board game. Well, I mean, kids could play it too.
It's role play.
It's role play, whatever. I was going to go to my sister's, but I think I'm actually going to stay here and work on some work stuff and catch up in my Tiny Habits coaching course. Go for there. Sherry,
Morning, sir.
are your legs tired? My legs are tired. I rolled out of
Last
bed.
night I was just like, cook dinner. I'm like, I just want to sit down right now.
We went hiking yesterday and Sherry went with us. And I kept choosing the paths that were going uphill. I think we probably went uphill for 2 hours and maybe down for an
Downhill for an
hour,
hour. Yeah.
something like that. It was beautiful. It was a lot of
It
fun.
was great. Oh, great overlook.
Yeah, it
That
was
was wonderful.
beautiful. Yeah. Hi, Gabon, Jersey, Tracy.
What'd she say?
She said, never been more thankful for a rest day.
Yeah. Yeah. We went to bed last night and we're like, God, pretty sure we need someone to leave. Yeah. It was pretty.
Yeah, I actually decided we were going to push our workout to today instead of yesterday because we were so tired. Colleen, um, my glasses are fun.
That was a great, that was a great hike though. That was really nice.
Barbara said, watching your week wore me out. I felt fine yesterday. Yesterday was the nail in the coffin. I don't know.
Yeah, it was well, okay. We did Wednesday, Thursday. Only had Friday off and then Saturday.
Well, we walked Friday, just 2 miles.
Yeah. But I mean, we did a whole lot and then a lot more. I think.
It was because, was it Fridays? Friday's workout was a butt kicker. Like it was
Mm.
excellent, but my thighs and my glutes are still sore.
Was that the reverse squats or the backward
The
squat?
reverse lunge is what it
Reverse
was.
lunge. That's why. Okay.
So, y'all, you can see my face kind of looks shiny. I put some tallow. I have fell in love with tallow, whipped tallow. I ordered from a place called Lavender Farms on Etsy. The stuff is so nice on the face. I mean, the downside is it does leave a little bit of a sheen, but it's super good for your skin. So there we go. Anyways, Pink Lady, I'm curious how your guys' week has been. We are on day 5 of the 75 hard program, not challenge program.
Okay.
I've been feeling, oops, I'm hitting the microphone. I've been feeling actually really good drinking a ton of water. I know there's many people, Dr. Berry subscribes to drink when you need it, but I found that when I don't drink water, like make myself, I don't feel good and I can't poop. Like, I'm just going to be wholeheartedly honest. I just can't go to the bathroom.
I've been riding her butt for like a year to
Mhm.
drink more water.
And when I mean I can't go to the bathroom, it's for like an entire week and my stomach is killing me. And now it's like pleasantly every other day.
We don't need to share that much.
Well, I already did. I already did. Melly said, I've written another short rhyme for this week. Would you like me to post it? Go for it.
Go for it.
The reading has been good. Nonfiction book,
Mhm.
progress pictures daily, 2 45-minute workouts. What doesn't have to be a workout? Like yesterday, we did a 3-hour hike, and then in the morning, I was cleaning for an hour. That hour cleaning counted as my
Yep.
45 minutes of exercise because I was working hard.
We both did. We swapped the beds yesterday.
Yes, yes, because I have the demon bed. Really, it's because I slept on.
Not only do I deal with leftovers, I now get the demon bed too.
Just
We call it the demon bed because it just randomly, middle of the night, will just start articulating up or down or whatever. It'll just start changing stuff. Nobody pressed anything. Nobody did anything. It just has a mind of its own.
morning, Tia. Hi, BK. Belgian carnivore. I wonder. I was actually watching a video on the difference between Sweden and Canada for food and how they have grocery stores and stuff set up.
That was
It's quite
interesting.
interesting. All right, Mally. Part 1. The food I ate was always coated with breadcrumbs, carbs. It left me bloated. Then one day, a video I saw convinced me to become a carnivore. Now, 1 year from the start, my health is great with occasional fart. So if you're new and a little stout, put your mind at ease and lose the doubt. Take the leap, start today. Amanda and Scott have shown the way. It'll be hard and you may struggle, but we are here if you need a cuddle. Good luck. That's
That's
cute.
very good. I like it.
Super cute. Oh, oh, Lord of mercy. Hula, good morning. Good morning. My cousin lives in Seattle. I visited in 93. We climbed the Mount Si. We laughed all the way down. So much fun and hard work.
Hmm.
I don't know where Mount Si is, but I'm curious how hard a hike is.
I have to try it. We bought the All Trails app.
Yeah, well, it's $36 for an entire year of it. It's a subscription. I think it's worth it because we got up on the mountain yesterday, and I thought there was this road that like was nice and gentle and weaved back to where we started. It did not. So on the top of the mountain, I downloaded the app trying to find
We're like, we did this like long hike uphill, switch back, and then we're like, okay, so this is the easy way down. We started going down the road, and we're like, this is not going anywhere. This is not the easy way down. Crap, we have to go back up
to
to
go
the
back
top and
down.
then go down the a little bit less easy way that we climbed up first time.
Yeah, but that's okay. It was more uphill. My knees felt it for sure.
Yeah.
Jen said the demon bed. It is. Literally, you'll be asleep and it'll try to fold you in half. It's because the remotes are touch, and I fell asleep so many times when I was 360 pounds on it. I think I just damaged the sensors. So now it just well, yeah. And then some. It has a
What kinds
vibrate.
were like her
It
back
has
is
a vibrate function, and
yeah.
you'll be asleep, and the bed will start. And it's like, oh my gosh.
And then when her back's hurting, like she does a lot of walks or something, or whatever, like she'll bring up the head and the feet a little bit to stretch the back, and then she's all comfortable and squared away, flattens. She's like it's perfect. Well,
Yep. Good
that's
morning,
fine now.
Bama. Sherry said it's Mount Side North Bend. We'll have to Google that.
Okay.
I spent an hour last night looking at hikes and walks around our area.
There's so much. So we made a plan that part of like overall like just want to get in the habit. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, we're gonna try to find a new hike or do a little bit of variability on the hike we've done where it's a different path.
Mm-hmm. Accepted my reality. No time to get to the gym, so I bought a walking pad, lost 2 pounds. Congrats.
Right.
And I didn't do a perfect week, but I won't condemn myself for putting the effort rather than doing nothing. Yes. And that is
Yes.
what it is so important. We set these like sometimes unrealistic, or maybe they are realistic goals of I should do XYZ. Life happens and we don't get them done. Do not shame ourselves. Congratulate ourselves. And you know what? I took 3 steps. Maybe I should have taken or thought I should have taken 10, but I took 3. You took 3, and that is 3 more than you would have done. And I think that's how we need to really, really look at things. Barbara said, so she's right for trying to take the easy way out. Sherry, so Scott was with my sister, the baby, and Buck. And once you get to the top, there's a Y and you can go right or left. And Scott's like, the way I was trying to go, he's like, it's steeper. And I was like, nah, it's fine. It's a little shorter. And there's like 3 sets of stairs at the bottom. Sherry followed me down. Bless her heart. She followed me down, Scott, and then went the other way. And we got what? I don't know, a third of the way down. And I told Sherry, I'm like, I think I was wrong. Some steep parts.
There were some very steep parts.
I had to eat it like 3 or 4 different times of some steep parts. But hey, it was closer to where I thought it was at the base. And there were 3 sets of stairs. I was right about those too.
You were right, but
So I was 2/3
overall
right.
it was steeper than they wanted to take the baby down. So I
Oh,
took them the other way because I
fine.
remembered. Amanda has a very bad habit of misremembering elevation.
Okay, I do. That is, it should have been flat. It's the side of a mountain. It should have been flat. That's my goal. Weekend hikes. Yeah. And
Mhm.
start small. If you haven't been hiking in a while, Scott and I hadn't hiked in a few months
Yeah,
through winter. And we did,
we did 6 miles Wednesday.
was it Wednesday?
Yeah, then we did another three
It
something
was a bit rough.
Thursday because that was the one that was like downtown.
Mm,
And
the
then
3 miles.
yeah, and then yesterday was another four something.
I guess we have been going quite hard on the walk, the hiking, but
Yeah,
it's been nice.
it has been very
It's
nice.
gorgeous. Even though it's wintertime here, there's still a lot of green and ferns and Pula, I think we took the same way down. The further we hiked up, the less conversation there was. I lagged behind at my own pace. Very nice. Yeah. It's doing what you can as you can do it. I think it's most important.
I think we're both also really we rejiggered our workout, and I think we're both enjoying a lot more too.
Rejiggered.
Rejiggered.
Is that from the 1930s?
I'm pretty sure it's 50s.
Yeah, I moved the elliptical to right before we work out, and I'm just using it as like a warm up. I'm actually enjoying it because I get a little sweaty, and I found in the mornings that I don't want to get sweaty when I first wake up in the morning. Plus, it helps me, I think, prep me for the workout that we're going to do.
I feel like we're doing a lot more strength training too.
Yeah.
Less cardio. So
Yeah, because that's, I think, was a big thing for me is the workout we were doing, it was a culmination of honestly cardio with some weightlifting. And
yeah,
this stuff now is just weightlifting.
it's just weightlifting. Yeah, it's a lot more strength training.
Yeah. Nothing like fresh air hiking.
Yeah.
We ended up on the top of the mountain yesterday. Beautiful. I got the footage. Beautiful lake overview that we were looking at.
You gonna publish that tomorrow or is that Tuesday?
Tuesday, I think.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I stopped to edit it. I've gone from walking only a few yards to now 2.5 miles in 6 months.
Hey, that's fantastic.
I bet you get to see some beautiful places. Plus, it probably feels amazing getting that self-confidence, but also the ability to just do what you need to do when you need to do it versus feeling kind of helpless. I mean, that's how I felt. Helpless.
Yeah.
Like I always had to have Scott do something for me because I just physically couldn't do it. So there we are.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, just the mental health for you, like feeling like you're contributing to the household.
Mhm.
Just when you started, just doing the dishes was like one physically stressful, but also great for you mentally because you're like, I'm doing something.
I would consider me doing the dishes previously as my 45-minute, well, I wouldn't even made it 45 minutes as my workout for the 75 hard. Well,
Yeah.
I would have done the 75 extra soft. Is what I would have
75 extra soft.
done. Mhm.
So
5 minutes of exercise
why wouldn't you
once a
just
day
call that 5? So 75.
because it's for 75 days.
Okay.
Lately, I've been working on finding more recipe or spice recipes, trying to kind of spice things up. I know it sounds dumb, but I found one last night. It was very good. I don't know where I found it, but I'll have to share it on Discord because I'm getting a little
Wasatched out.
wasatched. No, not really that, but there's not a lot of variety in what I'm eating, and it's getting a little boring. And I just realized it's just the spices. It's using the same spices repeatedly. So I'm going to change that up. Plus, we've been a little bit better. We had chicken wings early this week.
Chicken wings early. Then we had chicken thighs
The other day.
Thursday, I think.
Yeah. And then I would like to make pork carnita meat tomorrow.
We got to pull that out today then.
Pork carnitas, so good. If you have it with sour cream, it tastes like you're eating a corn taco. Don't ask me why, but it does. It's fully carnivore. This week, because I haven't published it yet. I finally went and got my butt x-rayed. For those of you that maybe knew, I went from not riding a bike at all to like riding 10 miles every day, and it felt like I broke my butt. I could not sit on anything. Got the x-ray done and actually got the results back that afternoon. Nothing. I figured it wasn't going to show anything, any structural changes. But the good news is they said the intervertebral space, so the space between the vertebrae, the jelly donuts is what I call them, the discs, everything is spaced normally, which is good. It just means it's the repeated stress injury. Slowly, my bottom has been feeling better.
Hopefully, get some more bike riding soon with Olive. She would love it. I've been doing Olive like I did two. I rode her twice this week just to give her some exercise, get her to calm down in the morning. So it's worked out pretty good.
Sorry, the lights are blinding me. I've gone from walking. Oh, I never changed that one. Whoops. I realize as I get older, I don't have anyone to care for me when I'm older, so I need to get myself together now while I still can. Yeah. Losing our independence, that's what I was looking for. Losing our independence is extremely hard because I mean, I've worked in my first few years out of school, I worked in skilled nursing. It's extremely hard. You can just see, I think that's actually a really quick downhill for people when they lose their level of independence. Some people just stop trying. I mean, they just stop trying because it's just like, why? I can't do anything. And it's such a sad thing. 0 miles is more than 2. 0 miles, 2 more than 2. It's like 0 is more than 2. I think so. Cindy, you are good doggy parents. I try to be.
We try to be.
Olive yesterday, I don't know what she tripped on. She face checked herself so hard on a rock. It's like her left arm got hung on a wheat, not a
So
weed,
excited. She's
a
like, look
vine,
around. Like,
and she went kabam. I was like, oh God, Scott, check her face. I wonder if she knocked some teeth out. She hit the ground so hard. Got up, nothing. Like nothing.
Anna's below us right now, and she's got her head laid on my foot. She worked so hard yesterday. She probably did 30% more of the distance than all of us because I was back with Buck and Jesse and the baby, and they were up forward
We
up
were
to like 50 yards to 70 yards
we were
apart.
quite ahead of
And
them.
Andy would just check all the way back, check on us, like just kind of touch, and then go all the way back up, and then come all the way back again, and be like, okay, my pack's okay, just checking.
She always, like, my sister had to stop and she was standing breastfeeding the baby and she just stood there and was looking at my sister, just waiting for her because she's like, I can't leave anybody in the pack behind.
Mm-hmm.
So she was running up and down the hill, wore herself out.
Yeah, she's tired still.
Guinness, good morning.
Hello.
Got up so early this morning, I didn't realize it was already after 9. Isn't it nice getting up
It
those
is.
days and you're just like, yeah.
You know, the hard 75 we've been doing, and because we also changed it to 4:30 for our workout time, just instead of trying
In
to
the
do it in the
afternoon,
morning, in the
not the
afternoon.
morning.
Yeah. It's actually nice because we've been getting up early in the morning and doing work and getting things done. And it feels like it's got a good natural rhythm. Really like getting up early.
Also, something I'm discovering, I can't like say because it hasn't been that long, but for those of you that are on a weight loss stall or struggling with weight loss, I am finding drinking the more water is helping so much. It's not only helping me lose weight, I can tell because the progress pictures I in the mirror, I was like, oh look, the little lower fatty side thing isn't poking out today. I noticed in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it makes me less hungry. I know, like the Dr. Syvest talks about bridge drinks, which are helpful. But honestly, sipping on something all day just doesn't jive with me. But having a cup of water, like a full cup of water every hour to 2 hours, easy to do. It has helped so much. Part of the reason we moved the workout to 4:30 is I drink a lot of water anyways because I sweat a lot. I say that so much, but I do. I sweat so much. It ends up helping curtail my increased appetite from all the exercise when dinner comes because I've drank a lot of water.
Mhm.
The only downside is I still need to deal something. I'm not eating enough protein. I gotta do something about that. I'm actually considering finding like a whey protein. As much as I hate protein shakes, just like a no carb one to try to get more protein in me.
Maybe. I mean, I can use it too.
Anyways, just suggesting. We'll see by the end of the 75 days how this works out because we have been doing a lot of moving anyway. So
Mhm.
this isn't new to me. Just tracking, are we doing 2 times a day for 45 minutes is the only difference.
Definitely need more element, I think.
Yes, island drink.
We've only been doing it once a day. So
Well, yesterday we got more because I put a whole pack in that bottle, although I drank most of it. So I got at least a whole pack. Carol, because you guys want to hear our mini musings. Life must be much happier for Scott. Thank goodness he has been there for you through it all.
yes.
Yes.
Yes. And you know, honestly, it has been a it's been a wonderful challenge having her challenge me to grow and be better. That's what the blessing of marriage is.
Yeah. But not only that, I was very blessed. I don't know if many of you guys know, I know some of you know the story of how Scott and I met. Scott is older than me, obviously. Uh,
Not much. I'm like 30, 36. Sorry.
Scott actually went to college with my brother, and I was probably, I want to say 12-ish when I met him for the first time. I don't actually remember meeting him. So,
I
like,
don't
don't get all
remember
freaked out about this. I don't remember.
meeting her either.
I just remember there was one New Year's Eve that my mom went to go pick. I know you were with him, my brother and
Yeah, it
you.
was in Vegas. We did New
And
Year's Eve in
because that's where I was
Vegas
living. That's where I grew up, actually. And I went with my mom
to pick
in the
us
middle of
up.
the night to pick them up because they were drunk. from New Year's Eve.
Oops.
And I know Scott was in the car then. I just didn't remember him.
Yeah.
Anyways, long story short, I moved to Minnesota for college and I had no family, no friends. I moved up there because it was an excellent college for a physiology degree. I got kind of bored and lonely. So I played a video game. My brother played it, introduced me to Scott. And then Scott and I talked for like 6 months and he came out.
Came out and visited. She almost left me at the airport.
I did.
She was like, I don't know if I really want to meet him.
My best friend at the time.
Best friend saved my bacon because best friend's like, you were not leaving him at the airport.
She passed away sadly a few years ago. But I was on the phone with her and she's like, he is such a sweet man. You better not leave him at the airport. I'm like, he wouldn't even know what car I was driving. I was just so nervous. And then now here we are 10 years later. 10 years later.
And I was smart enough that when she picked me up, we went out with her sister and her best friend, and I paid for dinner for everybody. I'm like, you treat family and friends better than you treat the person you're interested in. And then that will get
better. Not as just as good. Don't take his advice, men. Treat them just as good, not better.
No, you always got to leave them wanting more.
No. Is that Black Swan on your bookshelf? No, I've got, it's called the Food Lab, Science of Spices, Statistics, because, you know, that's there. The Soul of Shame. What is Black Swan?
Yeah.
Just kidding. I did buy that book now that I remember.
Yeah, I haven't read it.
I have.
We have so many books to read. This is actually what's kind of nice about the Heart 75. We have so many books to read.
Yeah.
I have Basic Economics I got to read, which is like that thick.
Lynn, boring is better for me. Too much variety keeps me daydreaming about food. Salt is best. This weekend, doubled over in pain. Turns out I have, diverticulitis. Old eating seems to have caught up with me. Oh, Lynn, I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better.
What's diverticulitis? I'm sorry. I'm medically stupid.
Diverticulitis?
Yeah.
What happens is pockets, for those of you who don't know either, pockets happen in the intestines in food. Usually, and I know Lynn hasn't been eating it, but it's seeds and nuts get stuck in there and then it starts to rot and causes a lot of, it's excruciating pain.
Okay.
The concern is if it doesn't get out, then it can actually cause a perforation. So it'll tear through the intestines. Okay. But I'm not trying to freak you out, Lynn. But that's usually severe. And it causes inflammation and everything you eat, your tummy's upset.
Well, Lynn, I really hope you get better quickly.
Yeah. My aim is to be able to walk long enough so I can get another dog. Yes. Dogs are the best.
Dogs are awesome.
Like cats can be sweet, but how many times do you see people walking cats on leashes? Like, this is not to shame any cat people because if you love cats, do it.
They're great for getting you outside. They're great for socializing you. That's why I got Rosie. And actually, if I didn't get Rosie,
she was the whole reason. Rosie is the reason we got married. She's the main reason.
I realize that when we're telling the story, it doesn't sound like very good. Your friend kept me in the game, and then Rosie sealed the deal. Nothing about me actually sealed the deal.
But this is what it was. Rosie was so sweet, and I realized you can't have a sweet dog and a mean human.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't. There's just, when people are mean and vicious, their dogs end up that way. They do. My body does not know how to sleep in. Mine does. I wish it didn't.
After the walk yesterday, I let her sleep in until about 7:30 this morning. But we've been getting up at 6:30 every morning.
I've been getting up at 6:30.
I have a big black dog that wakes me up multiple times throughout the night and make sure I get up at 6 to 6:30 to feed her.
She wants brekkie.
She wants brekkie.
Pam says, prime grass-fed protein powder. Have you tried it? I'm curious. How does it taste? Be careful with protein powder, seed oils, and mini. Yeah. I have discovered that.
A lot. There's seed oils in everything. We were looking up today.
Interestingly enough.
That like corn, like how much is corn and
soybean?
Soybean, thank you. Yeah. Like how much is it used for seed oils and other stuff? And it's like most of it's just for junk. Like it's not really actually for eating.
This is was it 50%? No, 40% of
40% of the entire corn crop goes to ethanol. And actually like 15% of that, well, I should say 15% of the overall corn crop is actually the side products, and only 25% goes for ethanol for burning fuel. The other 60% is for human and animal consumption. But then even that, like it's not really you actually.
Most of it's chicken. So you know, most of it goes to chicken.
Goes to chicken feed.
The reason we were on this is we make our own tallow, but I bought some from one of our very good friends. She lives south of Seattle. She made some tallow balm and I bought it. And then I tried the Lavender Farms tallow, whipped tallow. I discovered I want to know how to make this. The whipped tallow, like the tallow balm is nice. The whipped tallow, though, is like, I don't know. It's amazing. So I ordered some stuff and oils and things off the internet last night. Scott didn't know this. Don't tell him. To make my own tallow butter. So then I was like thinking about it. I was watching a video and they said on average, if fast food and restaurants use tallow instead of seed oils, it would be about $1 more per plate versus using seed oils. And it's like, so that
I would do $1 more plate per tallow. Yes.
I just realized how much land. So that's how we got on the statistics of how much land is actually used for soybean and corn and stuff like that.
90 million acres for
90 million for soybean. And did you know half of that soybean is then exported?
Yep.
Because you wanted to know that. I know that. Candace, I go in for cataract surgery Thursday and I have to stop eating 8 hours before surgery. So easy since I rarely eat before noon. I hope it goes well. Usually, cataract surgery is pretty good. You just have to wear the super dark glasses afterwards for a while, for a few days, I think. And I think you will love it because then you can see much more clearly. Melly, yeah, Scott, I'm 15. You said you were 36. Equip protein powder is yummy. I will have to check that out. Thank you, Danita. You remember that because I am going to forget. Tad, Black Swan is enjoyable to read. You'll get lots of good ideas. Ooh.
Okay.
I'll have to take that upstairs then. I actually forgot I bought that book, sadly. I'm going to be honest. Other than statistics, I haven't read any of these books. I'm going to read it. I just bought a mental toughness book.
Yeah, she bought 2 more books. You need more spices. Science of Spice.
I actually forgot I had that book.
You should probably read that. Why don't we just set this aside?
Sure,
so
do it.
Take it upstairs.
I used to walk one of my cats on a leash. She loved it. So I think those cats are cats that think they're dogs. I actually love cats that think they're dogs. Usually they've grown up with dogs around them, but they act more doggy. I do love cats that think they're dogs. Those are the best. Jersey said, I love cats and have loved mine, but they are jerk faces compared to dogs. I think that's why I have a preference for dogs because I've met
they reflect their owner so well and they amplify
the dog, not the cat.
Yes,
We're
the
not
dog.
calling you a jerk face. Cats do not do that.
That came out totally wrong. No, but it's like you give love and affection to your dogs, they give it back, 5-10-fold. It's actually just amazing.
Molly's right. A dog gives you all its attention. Cat says, I'll take a massage and get back to you.
That's very true.
Watched a documentary called King Corn and it was shocking. We'll have to watch that.
King Corn, okay.
So then somehow we got sucked into like the
you should watch that
subsidies for corn and sugar and stuff. The seed and nut theory has been debunked by Dr. Berry, has covered this, and it's also states Kaiser go home information back to processed foods, sugars, and oils. I have a dog, Pua, and she wants to walk, but it's too cold right now. High 40, low of 20. She is running in circles in the yard.
One way to keep warm, I guess.
Yeah. Soy can mess with hormones. It sure does. I don't want to call it a study, but whatever research they did, the men did have to eat a massive amount of soy to have a bump in their estrogen. But at the same time, if you're eating it day in and day out, they didn't check that. Like if you were eating over a set period of time, but still the fact that I can do it is a little scary.
Soy over time?
Yeah. I have 2 shelves of going to read one day books. I think part of the 75 hard is with the reading portion, it's 10 pages, and that's actually not a lot.
It's not a lot, but it's actually starting to be enjoyable. Like I want to read more.
Yeah, it is. Reading is so, how do I say this? It has so much more value for our brain because audiobooks, it's only working on the auditory system, but with the reading, it's reading comprehension. You're also your brain's having to think through it versus being told it. With our auditory system for audiobooks, don't get me wrong, I like my audiobooks still too. But reading is actually much better for the brain.
There's also something that I read about writing. So actually, handwriting is also very good for mental elasticity.
Would you need that?
I'm already losing my marbles. I don't need them to fly out more.
Rosie she had 2 marbles. She always lended you one her marbles, but she took both of them when she
passed.
So you have 0 marbles.
0 marbles.
Mhm. Cats do not reciprocate the love every time. It's only when they feel like it.
Yes,
But I've found that cats that think they're dogs, they do.
they do.
They
They're
do.
very free, very sweet and snuggle.
My sister has a cat. Y'all, if you know anybody in there,
If you know anybody there who wants a cat,
she's so sweet. The only
she's
thing she
very
does
sweet.
is she gets on the counters, but isn't that par for the course with a cat?
Most of the time.
She is the sweetest cat ever. If I actually wasn't allergic to cats, this is probably the other reason I don't quite care for cats most of the time is I have the dander allergy to them. I would like to find her a home. So if you want a super duper sweet cat, she's so sweet. Candace, I have cats because I was away from the house 12 to 13 hours a day for work. Not fair for a dog. Cats don't care. Yeah, unless you have a backyard.
You should have a yard and a dog door. And even
a dog
then,
friend. You gotta always have a dog friend. If you have one dog, you gotta have 2. Yeah. Especially if you're gone for hours at a time. At least that's Amanda's opinion. That's why we have 4 dogs. Because when I got Annie, I convinced Scott the puppy needed a puppy, so then we got Sadie. But actually, I think we'll always do that. I will always have 2 dogs.
Yes, we will always have 2 dogs that are, relatively close in age and good sisters.
Yeah. Cats rule, dogs drool. I'm also a dog lover. Lost our last one 1.5 years ago. Buka, little fella, so smart. I'm sorry. Next month, it'll be a year since Rosie died.
Yep.
So, documentary. Oh, so disclaimer: documentary might be vegetarian, leaning, chew the meat, spit the bones, meaning listen to the important corn info and disregard. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I have this guy. He probably will watch it. He comments all the time. He's a vegan. Sometimes he can be kind of mean, but sometimes not. And he's like, "You need to go vegan. You need to go vegan. You're gonna, gain all the weight, or you're not gonna lose any weight, and then if you do, you're gonna gain it back." And it's like we've gone in circles about this for months now. I can't have vegetables, or I can't have many vegetables because of the oxalates in my autoimmune. I have been having a pickle here and there, though. There's these pickles. Seattle Pickle Company.
Seattle Best. You see the Seattle Pickle Company. Yeah.
Something like that.
Love them.
They're so good. They have dill, and then they have some habanero ones. They both are good. Mm-hmm. If you like pickles or you eat them, I haven't noticed any issues with it, but at the same time, I feel like it's going to be when I get most, if not all, the weight off that I think I'll find really the things that trigger me the most because my body's still inflamed. I still have weight to get off of me, which is still putting pressure on my joints and, my lymphatic system and my cardiovascular system. Mm-hmm. We'll see. Tad said veganism equals animal lives and you die. So the whole reason we were talking about the tallow and the corn, it's like, how much of that land, if they turned it into cows, right? The tallow from the animals, you can eat it, you can use it for lotion, you can use it for soap, of which I'd like to maybe get into soap making. Or if you took all the tallow from the animals that are currently the cows and stuff that are being slaughtered to eat, do they waste all that tallow? I know they probably try to sell some of it, but is it some of it wasted?
Maybe they do. I mean, we're talking this morning a little bit, and I have a fundamental disagreement.
Hold on to your seats, y'all. You might fall asleep.
Basically speaking, I feel that the Federal Reserve and how money works is it distorts behavior such that
you have easy access to free money.
Right. Or if you have access to money that you can use it to sway, by studies or by a congressman or whatever, that it inefficiently allows for the proper progress of how things work. That if we didn't have easy money and it was more of a little bit more free market and a little bit more of like our choices, then maybe there wouldn't be as many candy at the front of the, every checkout stand, but it'd be meat sticks. I don't know.
Well, with that video I was watching earlier about the lady in Sweden, half and half in Canada. In Sweden, and Scott said it's probably government. They're saying you have to do it.
Nordic countries are very trusting in their governments.
You walk in and it's almost like going through IKEA. If you've been through IKEA, it shunts you a specific way. You go in, it's fruits and vegetables all the way. You have to go through, like, you can't make a right turn. You have to go through the fruits and vegetables, and then it makes you go to the bread section. And for their bread section, they have like whole wheat, all this stuff at the top, and they have Wonder Bread at the very bottom, and they only had like two or three like loaves of it.
Yeah.
So the high protein, more high fiber stuff, which is better than white bread. I mean, let's be honest.
Right, it's just like, well,
They have rye and
it's similar for your bloodstream.
yeah, and the sourdough and stuff was there versus us. Wonder Bread is like eye level. Everything cheap, crap food, eye level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You got me hooked on Gardner's cheese.
Yeah, it's so good.
We had some.
We had some Friday.
Yeah.
When we had the chicken. We haven't had any for a while because we were like we've eaten it too fast and it's so good. But
we had the garlic.
We had the garlic
oven baked cheese. If you guys have not tried it, it is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. I have a discount code in my videos. You can use it if you want, but they have the oven baked cheese, which is phenomenal. It's just cheese. It does have some spices if you're not doing spices. But something else they have, if you spend $120, you get their 17-year-old aged cheddar free. Oh my God, that is the best cheese I've ever had in my entire life. They have a 7-year aged one. It is still good. It's not as good as a 17-year-old.
17 is just.
The reason I say $120 is because if you buy the 17-year-old by itself, it's $40. Don't do that. And it is. And bonus, the cheese that you get from them, if you leave it in the wrapper in the refrigerator, it's good unopened for an entire year in the refrigerator. You don't have to freeze it. I actually looked that up. It was super awesome because we still have some unopened in the bottom.
We don't really fight about food anymore, but how much of the 17-year aged cheddar each one gets, or who just took a little bit extra themselves? Yeah, we kind of
fork in Scott's hand.
You've done it too, thief.
We do maybe sometimes fight over the cheese, oven cheese too.
A little bit, yeah. And when we do the baked cheese, she gets the ends because it's like super crispy.
It's the best part are the ends. Scott's a champ and he doesn't eat the ends and leaves them to me. I used to always gain all my weight back on every other type of diet, including vegan, vegetarian.
Yeah. It's actually been really nice that we've been able to keep it off because we've done so many diets. And
not that Scott needed to when he was 5 years ago. He was still a beanpole.
What was that shake diet we did? There was like
Herbivore.
Herbalife.
No, Herbalife. I said herbivore.
Herbivore is the face stuff that you.
Herbalife.
Yeah, Herbalife. So.
That was not fun. Eating rice cakes, and I swear, because I was doing home health at the time, having to stop every 2 hours to eat something because I thought I was going to shake apart.
Mm-hmm.
My niece and her husband have been vegan their whole marriage. He has MS and it's getting worse. My niece has type 1 diabetes. She was 19. She's now stage 4 liver and stage 4 kidney disease. It's so sad. There are so many people with MS that have done amazing stopping their symptoms and improving from their MS symptoms. I'm hoping my cousin, she has MS, that one day she'll try it.
Hopefully, yes.
I do hope so. Lost 80 pounds back in the day on Atkins and gained it all back, plus more being a vegetarian. Vegetarian, vegan, it's all pretty much the same to me. You eat veggies. I know there's some nuanced differences. UK carnivore guy listening on my way to work. I hope you have a good day at work.
Good day at work.
Melly, everything we were shown and told by the powers that be
been carefully planned, control perception.
You can read because I'm stumbling over my words.
Control perception, and they have full control.
They do.
Yeah. This is kind of like talking about money. It's just, if you think how money works, it's behavioral, right? If you believe that your job is secure, you're more likely to buy that car you've been holding off buying for a couple of years. You want to buy the house, but if you feel that your job is not secure, that's kind of your belief system. Then you'll hold up on things, right? So if you make money more available, people will change their behavior.
So I'm laughing because Barbara said, you guys talk about cheese like it's crack. Only
the 17-year
and the oven cheese. Those are the two.
We don't fight it.
But with the 17-year, it lasts because every little slice I take, I'm like, Amanda, this is $40 cheese. Now I didn't pay $40. I got it for free, but it's like, this is $40 cheese. I want this to last. This one, half a block. What? That was $40?
I don't even care about that. I'm like, this is so good. The only thing that's going through my head is how much can I get away with before Amanda bites my head off? That's what's going through my head. I'm like, that's whatever it costs. I mean, it's delicious.
I don't eat tons of cheese, and Scott and we have maybe one of those cheese things once a week, maybe.
No, we haven't
Once,
opened one in like a couple weeks,
mm,
especially like the 17. We haven't opened that in a long time.
I don't know, we just haven't. But anyways, I don't eat tons of cheese, but that is,
And I've also gotten away from eating cheese every night because I was
mm,
actually eating like 4 to 6 slices of Swiss like every night as a snack because I'm not hungry.
mhm. Nettie, my favorite's bacon cheese. I've only cooked it in the air fryer. How do you cook it? We do it in the oven.
Yep.
You can do it in a pan and fry it too. We haven't done that. It just, for us, I think it works better in the oven because you put it in and then Scott can make steak and then boom,
Yeah.
things time out
Timed out just
perfectly.
perfectly.
Yeah. Deb, um, I look pretty young for my age because of all the fat, but I'm concerned about looking old and shriveled when I lose weight. Any collagen recommendations, or does Carnivore take care of that? Um, there's a lot of people who take collagen. I don't take collagen, but I do think Carnivore will help immensely with the loose skin, but also just the body. I want to say kind of reverse aging. I feel like I look younger as I've lost weight versus older. Something else I do suggest though, Jersey, is find yourself some, but it's kind of expensive. I'm gonna be honest, Lavender Farms. The products aren't. The shipping was ridiculous. Spent $29 on products, $18 in shipping. It'd probably be cheaper because it's coming from Kentucky if you're in actually Jersey. Anyways, sorry. Um, Products like tallow and stuff with vitamin E in it. It is very, very, very good for the skin. I actually realized I'm going to start putting it on my scar to see if it helps.
Oh,
Because the tallow
okay.
butter that I got from her has vitamin E in it and jojoba, whatever, oil.
Jojoba oil?
hmm hmm
Shit.
And you can see my face has pretty much absorbed most of the tallow by now. I love that. Bruh. Man and Scott's designer cheese fetish. I'm not like this about any other cheese. Mm. You make me think of George and Gracie, except Amanda's right.
Recognize that, but I'm trying to remember.
I don't know.
You're gonna have to tell us George and Gracie. I
I don't
recognize it, but I don't remember what the show was.
know. Fried string cheese from Aldi is good. We don't have Aldi's over here. I had it in Minnesota, but not in.
What's Aldi
It's just it's a
restaurant?
grocery store. No, it's a grocery store.
Okay.
It's like I'm trying to think. It's at the size of Trader Joe's.
Okay.
Just think of it like that. Bye, Candace. We may have already missed you
Bye,
already.
Candace. Sorry, we missed you
Um,
already.
I like Vital Protein Collagen. Man and Scott maybe tell you if I like my age. Sherry looks quite young, actually.
Mhm.
She has nice skin too. I'm curious how long you've been taking that, Sherry. $18 shipping is worth it to look my age, not older. I do really like her products. I also bought, she had a foaming face wash. I have extremely, Sherry's skin, I think, is a bit more sensitive than mine, but I have pretty sensitive skin. And I tried the face wash this morning. I like it. And then I put the tallow on.
I didn't remember.
Okay. Put the tallow on. I really like it too. I'm gonna try to make my own now. Cindy said Burns and Allen. Do you know what that is, Scott? I still don't. I'm sorry. Melly, I did OMAD and it really helped with loose skin 1 year later, and I have no loose skin at all, just showing my age. I'm curious, Melly, how much weight you've lost total. Ho ho ba. Thank you, Lori. I will still probably say Jojo ba by accent, but ho ho ba. Ho ho ba. Over a year, half a dose a day. Sweet. George Burns and Gracie Allen. I'm gonna Google that when we're done. Oh, the comedian. Got it. Tracy said Trader Joe's is actually like the big brother of Aldi. I'm curious, are they actually owned by the same company or like a subsidiary? But yes, when I think of Aldi, I think of Trader Joe's. Just don't take this one. Just a cheaper version of Trader Joe's. That's it. I don't mean that in a bad way. I just remember the first time I went there, it's like I gotta pay a quarter to get the dang cart. But then I didn't. I realized by the time we were done, they give you your quarter back if you give your cart back. Uh, I don't think I have an issue with loose skin, but rather the opposite of shriveled and wrinkly. That was one side effect of losing weight under vegetarianism. You lose all your filler. Got it. The vitamin E in the tallow will help. I also, maybe I should post this in Discord. I found this really good article about all of the nutrients in tallow. Like this is without anything added to it. Tons. I didn't even realize how good it is. And you can see like my skin, now it took like 30 minutes, but my skin has just completely absorbed all of the tallow. It is nice. The downside is you have to wait like 30 minutes before your skin's not feeling greasy, but it is kind of greasy. It's fat, but I do like it a lot. Burns and Allen before her time. Was it before Scott's time though? Well, I guess Scott remembered. Scott will have to show me. Hi, Sarah. Oh, Olive, Ryu, Sadie, and Annie. I think we have an Annie at our feet. I don't know where the others are. I know you secretly love crack. I don't secretly love crack. Just can't speak this morning. I do love cats that think they're dogs or sweet cats. 95% of the cats I've met have been not nice. Trader Joe's is owned by the same family as Aldi's. Okay, I worked there as a second job for 10 years. Nice. I found some cool stuff when we were at Aldi's in Minnesota. But as I said, definitely no Aldi's here. I don't know if anybody's in Seattle, if there's one down there. I'm not sure. Rather be loose and wrinkly than dead. I agree. I've had handful on my 8-month video because it has like over 2 million views now. I've had a handful of people be like, oh, I would rather stay fat than have all that loose skin. It's like, I don't think so.
You're really thinking that through a whole lot, are you?
They are. Well, they're worried about, I think, they're too concerned about the appearance versus, our appearance is only skin deep, and that's not very thick. The rest of us has a lot more depth to it. Melly, I lost 99 pounds. For 6 months was so fast, my belly skin sagged, and now it's as tight as it can be for a 59-year-old male. Sweet. I do think about the 100-pound mark, I think if you give it time, depending, some people, it might happen sooner or later. I do think I don't want to say snap back because that insinuates that it's going to go quickly. I do think it'll pull back in. I'm not going to be the lucky one. Having 200 pounds, there's just an amount of skin that will not pull back.
Not only that, the idea is that after we, kind of get your target weight, you're going to get pregnant. So, gonna refresh some.
But like,
Yeah,
arm fat, that's never coming.
Wasn't there a surgery we looked up one time that was like uses cold lasers or something?
That was for scar tissue. Or scars, like you could do, was it cold laser? Yeah, it was. It like pokes holes in it and supposedly supposed to help get rid of scars. Yeah, but if I can be alive and not look dead, that would be nice too. Yeah. I'm telling you, I really, really, really like the tallow with this E in it. I did buy for my own sake because Scott didn't know this. Nobody tell him. He's unaware of this. I did buy some jojoba and vitamin E oil with some essences stuff to make my own tallow.
So, why are you saying don't tell him and they're telling me right now?
You didn't hear it.
Okay.
Deb said, I do most of my shopping at Aldi. Sweet. They can have really good deals. They even sometimes have organic stuff when I was there. And they had a lot of fish options too. Darla, castor oil for the skin, scars, neuropathy, detox. Micro ingredients is good. Supplement brand 2, organic and price wise.
Castor oil.
I saw that because where I bought it off of was like a soap shop too to make soap. They had a lot of castor oil, and I was kind of wondering about that.
I don't know what castor oil is made from.
Castor?
The old cast iron pots that we just crush down and melt into oil.
Oh, we can Google that when we're done. I have 100 pounds to lose. You will be fine.
You'll be
Just
fine.
giving time. Our bodies are amazing things. And if it can absorb the cells and skin, and I think that's why it takes a while because your body has to repurpose it, it's going to try to get rid of them. Our bodies are all about energy conservation. Why have all the extra skin on there that it has to continue to support and supply nutrients to if it can get rid of it? 80 would be okay, but 100 would be better. Deborah. I'm just so used to saying Deb. I gave up OMAD, now eating 2 meals a day and doing better. Awesome. I find that I prefer 2 meals a day too.
Yeah.
A lot.
Especially because the coffee in the morning is kind of like, it's to help satiate us. Like I have butter, but she has heavy cream. It helps satiate us for several hours and then a nice breakfast.
Like I said, you guys have
Liddy?
Liddy. Sell the same products we don't. We have not fries. It's fries in Phoenix.
Fred Meyer.
Which is Kroger's. We have
No, it's not even Fred Meyer. Is it Fred Meyer up here?
Yeah, it's Fred Meyer, it's Kroger's.
Yeah.
We have Safeway. We have a place called Hagen's, which is owned by Safeway. It's just an expensive store. It's ridiculous. Whole Foods. And what's that one place up on the hill? Price for
Shop and Go?
Stop and Go. It's some discount store. And then we have Costco. That's all we got up here.
Castor beans. Okay,
See, castor beans. See, darling, who? Nicola, do you ever get hungry at night? If I eat early in the day or afternoon, I do. And last night actually happened. It was 10 o'clock. I'm like, my stomach's gnawing. So I ate 2 pieces of cheese.
Usually we have like a meat stick or something, but
we didn't have any meat
those
sticks.
other ones in the blue wrapper. I should have given one of those.
Well, the Archer's ones, I like those. Those are a little spicy.
Yeah, I should have brought one.
The meat sticks too from Gardner is delicious too.
We're not like sponsoring Gardner, okay?
We're not.
This is not a Gardner commercial. We like it. It's good stuff.
Anyway, so that's what I do. I'll just eat a little bit of cheese. I tend to eat a meat stick most of the time, but I didn't remember
the spicy ones anymore because
I like the spice. Okay, the spicy ones from Gardner. I do like them sometimes.
Yes, but you don't like them enough to finish off the whole entire package by yourself, and I don't like using that as leftovers.
I can't get enough calories if I only eat 1 meal a day. Can be a problem if you can't just like pile it in. It's pronounced Lidl. Lidl. Sweet.
I like the My Pillow guy, Lidl.
QFC is the same as Kroger Fred Meyer. Like QFC ordering stuff off the TV. Is that what I'm thinking of? More protein intake with the 2 meals. Yeah. Dad, I keep boiled eggs in the fridge at all times just in case I get a little hungry after my last meal. Perfect. I hate eggs, but I think if you like eggs, that is a brilliant idea.
Whenever I cook bacon in the morning, I cook more than we actually consume.
Oh, shoot.
So I always have a little bit extra for snack if we need. And then after 3 or 4 days of that, I'll just chop it up and in meat mush.
Thank you, Barbara. You did not know that I forgot about this because you had no idea. Have you ever purchased a side of beef? One of the guys that comes to the meetup all the time,
Matthew?
Yeah, Matthew. He asked me if we wanted to buy a side of beef. We just don't have room. I said next year we will. But I was going to ask my brother, and that was the day before yesterday. And I said I would tell him yesterday, and I forgot. So thanks for reminding me. I have to ask.
You should call him while I'm driving down.
Okay. QFC, which is Kroger, not same stuff Fred Meyer, but owned by Kroger. Yeah. Fred Meyer was a small that got bought out by them. They've actually bought out handfuls of other like smaller grocery chains.
Yep.
So hard to get enough calories in a day. If you are not doing cheesy stuff, I think it can be harder. Unless you're doing super fatty meats. Then it can be a lot easier. Ribeye?
Especially if you can just add, like I made burgers the other day and I just added some tallow to it. Delicious. Wonderfully, just very moist.
And if you do that, they will fall apart. So hot tip, add an egg. Mix it in, add an egg in there, and it'll keep your burgers better because there's so much fat in the burger meat. They just want to like
crumble through the grill. And then you get a nice big fire.
Melly said, I think to listen to your body, eat as many times as you need. It's different for everyone. Yeah. When I started, I did 3 meals a day and some snacks, then 3 meals, and then 2 meals, and then 1 meal for like 4 to 5 months. And then I realized that was not working well for me. So then I've gone to 2 meals, and I'm quite happy with 2 meals in a day. I very, very, very rarely ever have to have an evening snack. Once or twice a month, maybe.
Yeah.
I really don't ever.
Not really.
No, I just think it's because I drank a gallon of water and then I didn't actually eat very much last night. So then when the water emptied out of my stomach, it's like, hey, you're actually hungry.
Yeah. You didn't have much for the steak.
I didn't.
Which is going to be her breakfast this morning because she didn't have much of the steak last night.
It's okay. Eat it tonight. Does steak taste like hamburger meat? I'm not at that meat level yet. No. It doesn't. It tastes like, don't get me wrong, I love hamburgers and hamburger meat. I like making taco meat and stuff out of it. How would you explain the difference?
I don't know. All I know is the meat
Hamburger
mushroom made
tastes like
last.
hamburger and steak tastes like steak. I know that's not very helpful. Uh,
I used leftover steak for my meat mush last night. That with the chorizo and the sharp cheddar, it's like the best meat mush I've had in like 3 or 4 months.
Jersey, when you're ready, honestly, it's the way you cook it and the spices you use. If you're using spices,
Mm.
you can take filet mignon and make it disgusting, and you can take a cheaper steak and make it delicious. It just
Right.
depends. Deb, we ordered half a cow from our local pasture raised beef. It is really great to plan our meals. We need to eat through because we have 2 deep freezers of meat plus our refrigerator
We're getting
freezer.
through it, but we also restock it whenever we see a deal on like bacon or something.
We
We
do
just
restock it. It's a problem.
yeah,
But I
it's
want to eat through it so next year we can buy. I think we'd buy an actual whole cow, not just half. I think we could fit be about 500 pounds of meat.
between the two. Yeah, but then we have no room for chicken, so
Whatever.
or ribs like or
You mean
rib roast.
rib roast.
But
Lori, I tend to understand under eat. I think maybe I've stalled for last year. I stopped alcohol to see if it helped. I'm knowledgeable, but I can't seem to get the last 60 off. 70 pounds gone. Thinking of a coach. Go for it, Lori. Like if you really want to use coaching and stuff, I think it's a brilliant idea. Something I suggest if you haven't done it is using a food journal and to see it's a little tedious at first, but you only need to do it for a few weeks. Weigh your foods, see how much you're actually eating, see how many carbs. And remember, carbs you do not count fiber minus the carbs. You want the actual carbs, no fiber subtracted. See how much protein and fat you're getting because it's very eye-opening. You may think you're getting enough or not enough until you
mm,
actually see it. You won't really know. What do people do for sweet cravings? I drink Azevia. It's just,
mm,
even though I'm not a big soda person, it just hits the spot if I need something sweet.
mm.
I undereat. I've lost so many pounds, but stalled a year, 60 or more. Would you get a coach? Oh, would I get a coach? Me?
I don't know, more maybe an accountability partner that and somebody that one can help encourage you, and also two make sure that you're, to your point, a food journal.
Yeah.
See what you're actually eating. Make sure you're not having like a little cheat here, a little cheat there. Um,
Subtle things. Subtle
Amanda's had
things.
a stall for
8
10 months.
months,
10 months.
10 months. Finally getting out of it.
Yeah,
Whoop, whoop.
finally getting out of it. But the other part is it's like I said, I've been riding her butt for a year. Drink more water.
Drink more water,
If you don't have enough water in your body, you will not actually lose weight. You
which
won't.
is true.
It sounds counterproductive, but it's actually true. So if you're not drinking enough water, it's just going to retain it.
Your question, would I get a coach? No, but I'm stubborn as a goat and I'm going to try 8,000 things. But also remember, I have my background is in physical therapy, which is also physiology. So I have an understanding most people don't. So personally, I wouldn't. If I was in your shoes and you felt really struggling, I would. Like removing Amanda from the situation, I probably would. If you feel like you've tried everything and you just don't know where to go, I think it might be a great idea.
Also, have you bought Tiny Habits?
Tiny Habits is a good book.
So Amanda's going through a Tiny Habits course right now, so she can be a Tiny Habits coach.
Super excited. It's been lovely.
Which eventually that's going to turn into coaching for weight loss and
Yes.
just kind of life. So yes, a coach could be something that you
And
want to
you
do.
don't have to be it. I will
Yeah,
not take
you
any
know,
offense.
doesn't have to be a man. If you want to find somebody else, there's lots of other people that do carnivore coaching.
Yep. Deborah, those sweet cravings seem to go away when you go of all the sweeteners. It does and it doesn't. The physiological cravings, yes. I've eaten food to satiate my emotional, I shouldn't say instability, but I guess for me, I'm talking about myself, my emotional instability. If I ate food to soothe my emotions, does not, sadly. But what has helped is as time's progressed, getting better at dealing with those emotions. Because the only reason I got 360 pounds is because I ate my emotions. Happy, sad, upset, things weren't going, depression, anxiety. I ate them.
Yep.
And so the physiological does go away. And that happens usually in the first month. Like your body just wants the sugar because it wants easy energy. But I will tell you, it does get easier as time progresses. I just don't want anybody to feel depressed if they're 6 months or a year down and they still have intermittent sweet cravings. There's nothing wrong with you. I think, oh, it's almost 10. Oh, let me finish these few. Just look at if you're feeling a craving, look at what's happening. And this is probably why I don't really do stevias too often,
Mhm.
is because
Once a week.
I know when I do it, it's just I'm having a higher emotional upset. Um, yeah. Uh, 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 uh. I believe hamburger is typically ground with pork. It depends. Most of the time, not, because they would actually have to disclose that because of people having pork allergies. But what happens with hamburger is they grind it with all sorts of cuts from the cow.
Also, you have to cook pork at a higher temperature. So if they did grind pork in it, that could be dangerous because if they cooked it to certain, think it's hamburger.
Well, they legally have to disclose it because people
Well,
actually have pork allergies. And then
yeah.
people who are Jewish that do not eat any pork,
Mm,
they would
right.
get their pants sued off of them. But there probably are people or companies that do, but they would disclose it's half beef, half pork.
Right.
Let's see. Bye, Melly. You probably already left now. Do the tiny habits and be true to self is best. Hurdle.
Yeah.
I agree with Scott. Less water, more cravings, more water, less cravings. Yes. Cravings suck for me. It's a mental thing. Yes, it is. Once you get past the physiological part, it is here.
And we've talked about this a lot of times too, is that part of it is learning to forgive yourself.
Mhm.
Like it's okay if you screwed up. It's okay if things didn't go. I've told Amanda a couple times now, like, listen, you've had a stall for 10 months. Maybe that's good. Maybe that's something that you can talk to people that have had a stall too. It's like, listen, it happens. You can get through it.
I have learned so much about myself, I don't want to say triggers, but I guess triggers in this past 10 months. I don't think I would not have learned had I just sailed through and lost all or most of the weight by now. I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
I would not have discovered like who I am down inside and also what is so valuable and important and
Mm.
the fact that like weighing myself and then getting upset about it. Why? Because I finally discovered why I get that way. Right. Because it feels like a failure, but it also, I see the fat on myself as it's just like a neon sign of like, hey, I have emotional issues. Let me just broadcast it to the world. All right, y'all.
Yeah, we need to talk a little bit more just about that one
Okay.
specific point. Okay, so we read something that somebody posted on Discord for us, and it was an analysis of the Abel and Cain story. And when we read this, we kind of really understood. Like, I took it differently for myself and my wife, and how I've been for the last 15 years. And we'll talk about that later. But for Amanda, what she realized, and this is what's been going on with her weight for like, last 8, 10 months, is that she was like, if I do this, I should get this, which is what the Cain was doing. It's like, I work hard, I should get God's blessing. And it was mad and rebelled. And Amanda has been like, well, if I eat right, I should lose X weight. And she wasn't getting that. And then it was like, this sucks. And that was the what she got out of this was like, okay, so I've been conditional about my eating. If I do this, I should get this. And that's not how it should work. It's like I'm going to eat healthy, and then over time, those right things will happen. You may not see those results right away,
Hmm.
but that's what she was expecting. And so that whole process has been a great learning experience for both of us, really.
And that's why with the scale, it was so triggering, is because it was my, uh,
I
it was the
expect this, and I get
acknowledgement
this.
acknowledgement of I did this much work, then I got this reward. And then I looked at the scale and it's like I didn't get this reward. So what it also did is it sowed the seed of doubt in me that, well, obviously, and it wasn't this drastic, but pretty much obviously if I work hard, I'm not going to get anything.
Yeah.
And I kept telling myself. So then I felt like I was having to push harder and harder every day just to keep moving forward because that little seed of doubt was sown there
And then
and
not
it's
only
not there
that,
anymore.
that mentality of I have to work harder because this is not working would actually be counterproductive because then she'd be working so hard, she'd fatigue, and then she mentally would be like, I need to have something off carnivore because
I'm so stressed.
she's so stressed. And really it's just that overall mentality that, if I behave like this, I should get this. And
That's
it's
not
not
how life is.
that's not how life is. And the analysis was like, okay, Abel was like, the work itself is the reward. So eating healthy is the reward. Losing the weight is a bonus.
You can keep talking. I was
I
just
keep
gonna
talking.
see if I could find that article
So you can
to
find it
share.
on Discord.
Yeah.
So it was really good for me. Like personally, I have been angry at God for 15 years, and it helped me realize that my behavior was conditional, and that shouldn't be. And I'll go into the details some other time, but we're going to see if we can
Here it is.
find this.
Here, it was Debbie that did it. I'm just trying to find the article for anybody that wants to read it. Okay, I found it.
Okay, we're going to put that in. That's the last thing we got to go because I got to like
Is it gonna send it?
get on the road here shortly. Yeah, here we go.
So I actually thought that too, and he actually dissects it in there that
Thought what?
Cain didn't bring us fast. Cain actually did hard trying, but it was Abel enjoyed the work. The work was part of the reward. You can't separate them. Cain separated it. Like, I have to do this because I really want the reward. And he talks about it in the article. Read it. It's amazing.
It's very good. Really, it really hit me a lot, and it's what's really kind of changed for us in this last week in our relationship and dynamic is that, like I said, I've been an angry man for 15 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been angry at God, and that has really changed for me. That I want to be a person. Never mind. I'll talk about it later. It's deep. We got to go.
We gotta go.
We
Scott's
love
gotta
you
go.
guys.
Have a good week. No, week and weekend. We will talk to you next Sunday. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
And